Hey, so hi everyone. Special video today because Bloodlines unboxing video has come out. So let's just talk about it. So this is a video based on someone who has been sent the box. I'm not sure if like he was supposed to release it or anything, but yeah, he kind of showed everything in the box. So I've looked through all the material, and I guess I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna break it down for you to kind of explain to you like what exactly is in the box as well. And I think things that we can look forward to. So let's just jump right in. I muted the video in terms of sound as well. So you'll just hear me talking and see him moving stuff around. So let's watch him unbox the game. I think the first thing you can see that the expansion is compatible with both base game and Uprising. I do believe that it was planned with Uprising more in mind. I just think it's natural. Like Uprising was the previous expansion, so I do think like it was planned for Uprising. But we will have to see. I think also it should be compatible with like any mix of match of like X and Immo. Okay, so we have the rule book. Okay, so first thing you see is that you can use like Choam module and then like the Sardaukar. But I mean this page still shows like generally like basic setup as well as like some leader specific components. But we can talk about leaders later when he shows the leader cards. So it talks about the Sardaukar skills. Okay, so one thing about the Sardaukar Commanders, right, is that they are placed at very specific spots, right? So, the seven Sardaukar Commanders, you have to place 5 of them on the game board in the specific places. So, this goes to Sardaukar Dutiful Service, which is both the Emperor spaces. Then after they go to Deliver Supplies. Deliver Supplies is like the full space spot on the game, right? And then after that, they go to High Council, uh, gather support. Then if you're playing a 4-player game, the last one goes to Assembly Hall as well. Okay, which most of the time I guess we're playing 4 players. So yeah, you have another one in Assembly Hall. So you have like 6 commanders on board, and then you have the last commander, which it is in the bank, which is probably acquired in another way. Okay, so let's move on. Then he flips to the commanders. Okay, so there's a lot of text here. I read it already. So more or less, you have to spend Solari. You have to spend 2 Solari to acquire a Sardaukar commander. Okay, whenever you do that, the commander goes into your garrison. Okay, then once it goes to your garrison, right, you can deploy the Sardaukar commander into combat, and the Sardaukar commander has combat strength of 2 strength. So he's as strong as a normal troop. However, the Sardaukar commander can acquire skills, right? So every time you pick up a Sardaukar commander, you acquire a skill, right? And what happens is that as you pick up more and more commanders, they acquire more skills. So it's not as though like each of the commander has like a specific skill. Each of your commander has like all the skills that you have acquired. So let's say if you have acquired 3 skills, right? Your one Sardaukar commander that you put into battle will have all 3 skills. However, one thing you have to note, right, is that if you have to put in if you put in 2 Sardaukar commanders in, all skills only trigger once, right? So it means that they don't like multiply in that manner, but they each still add 2 combat strength into the combat. Okay, and once you have used them, right? Once you have used them, they go back into your supply, right? And every time you want to recruit your commander from your supply into your garrison, you need to spend another 2 Solari. Okay, um, so this means that uh, every time you use your sub commander, he goes away. Then he goes back to your supplier, and for you to get him again, you have to spend more Solari to get him back, right? But at the same point in time, you can always just recruit a new commander, then he'll have like the next 2 skills and all that. I think it's a very interesting mechanic, and I think when I play Rise of X now, I realize that dreadnoughts are really strong early, and getting these extra troops with extra combat strength actually is really powerful early in the game. And I'm sure that if you manage to stack up like maybe 3 or 4 of them, I'm sure it can be really powerful. To talk about the skills, uh, let's just jump right ahead to the skills right now. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, so you can see some of the skills, right, require you to have very specific conditions be met. So one is that you can, if you have agent on the green space, you have 2 swords, right? So you have 3 influence in Emperor, you get 2 swords. So I think, let me look and see if there are others that he reveals. So loyal. So I'll talk about the combat strength one. So it seems like 2 strength on reveal is normal, right? And then there's one that's like if you can trash this, so like desperate, so you have a once off +3 strength. Means that your Sardaukar commander is now 5 strength. 5 strength is a lot, especially in the uprising, right? And even if it's a one-off play, right? Fierce, which has 3 or 4 strength, depends whether there's a sandworm in combat. So it becomes as strong as a sandworm, and then if there's a sandworm in combat, it becomes stronger than a sandworm. Yeah, I think it's really good. I think people have been looking for options to fight sandworms as well. Um, yeah, so on average, like it's 2 strength if you meet the conditions. Then there are other bonuses that you can get, things like 1 persuasion on reveal, get 1 troop on reveal, or 1 spies on reveal. I think all these rewards are almost like Rise of X level, like third tier rewards, right? And maybe weaker than Uprising combat rewards, but anytime you can trigger them multiple times, and I think is really good. And you can never count out early spies in Uprising. Like 1 spice is so much in Uprising. Yeah. So that is that with the Sardaukar Commanders. Either way, I think it'll be exciting. The spots that so there are a few things you have to know, right? First is that there are a bunch of spots on the board that you can acquire them, and the spots that you generally want to acquire them aren't too popular, right? Nobody kind of wants to go there early. The second thing about it is that it requires Solari, and Solari early is when you're not getting Swordmaster, it's very expensive. So I guess you have to figure out whether is it worth like acquiring instead of getting Swordmaster. I think the answer to that probably is yes. The Swordmaster dance in Uprising is a bit strange. Like the first person to get it is really expensive, and after because of spies, like everyone gets it really quickly. And maybe like spending Solari and more in these ways might be better, right? Also, I think because they are limited, right? It's kind of a race to get these commanders. Like you want to get them uh, ahead of everyone else, especially when you go to these spaces that you don't go very often. Like once, right? Maybe you'll just like the Solari, you probably will try to pick it up. Uh, I'm very excited for them. The other thing is that yeah, you do need Solari to deploy them, and Solari, unless you get it from combat, can be quite hard to come by sometimes. So, very interesting to see how this goes out. And with that, Sardaukar Commanders. So the next thing we have, these are talking about all the mechanics. So we have Spy and Deep Cover. So this is a spy that allows you to put a spy where someone else has another spy. So it's a deep spy. So it's like you get to stack the spy like on top of one another. And then which is good. I think like there are some spies which sit on the board that some players, let's say it's like early in the on game, you think that you want to fight in a tier 3 combat. Then after you draw like one of these like um very broken intrigues that maybe you spend 5 spies shoe water for 2 points, right? And then after you pivot the entire game, but you still have a spy on Space and Guild, then no one else can kind of fight the combat. I think like having a way to like circumvent this other than having to deploy multiple troops to use an intrigue. I think that there's this mechanic already in Uprising. I think the the idea of it is good. So I'm glad they've implemented it like officially into the game. So command. So between 6 persuasion, you get some bonus. I guess you have to see what the bonus is. We'll have to talk more about this when we see the cards exactly. I think you can't really talk about it in general. With command. Um, let's say if it's just getting like one troop. I'm not sure about like, getting 2 troops. Also, it depends on like how much persuasion these cards give naturally. If like these cards give like 2 persuasion, then it's quite easy to trigger command. But if they give like 1 persuasion, then maybe it's not very easy to trigger. If like you need to specifically draw or have high council. I think it'll be interesting. Okay, so then there's the combat icon. I think this has appeared previously, and wild battle icon. So here we see 2 new combat cards. It looks like combat cards, but either way, new wild battle icons. I think wild battle icons in because it's always been a tier 3, it's always been to get like kind of an end game. But I think getting it early actually gives you a lot of flexibility as well. Like it allows you to fight in a lot more combats and feel as though you're rewarded. So exciting to uh have new combats. Yes, let's go on. So next you have the tech modules. So tech modules, I think we have like more or less people have kind of figured it out, right? So the exit engineer board, right, is now that every time you go to a green space, or land strat space, the official name, right, is that you can purchase a tech tile. So the tech cost is always on the top left of the tech card, and what happens if you have high council, the cost of the tech goes down by 1. Because of how the meta is now, buying high council early isn't a very exciting thing. I think making it more exciting is a good thing. And my voice is very dry. I'm going to get some water. Yeah, so buying tech tiles has always been exciting. I think it's one of the most fun things for Rise of X, like having tech tiles and it gives everyone the ability to acquire like new passive abilities and new passive abilities are just fun because of how they stack and how they like influence each other. So tech tiles are fun and I'm glad they have added it in. It should be compatible with Rise of X, so you can just like shuffle it together. But I'm quite excited to just play by itself first. Yeah, and it's quite a seamless way to just add it to the game. Like you don't really need new board spaces because they just augment like existing board spaces. Cool. Okay, let's go on. Acquiring tech cards, using tech cards. It's the same. 2-player games. I don't care about it. 6-player games. No, I don't care about it too much. So tech cards. Um, reaction to them. Training people. Uh, reveal. Get command. Get 2 swords. Think of it as artillery. I don't think 6 persuasion is easy to get, but could be good. Gene lock. Vault. Intrigues cards can't be stolen unless you have 5 or more. Okay. You can draw intrigue or get card. This feels like Sonic Snoop Plus. Go globes with member quarters. Then you get to look at the top card. That you can get the prescient ability and get a faction bomb. I think the faction bomb is the most interesting part about it because maybe it lets you get access to a fragment. I think that's the equivalent of like Uprising. Planetary array, you get to trash a card. For 2 spies, tracking card for 2 spies. I mean, we know that the disposal facility is like too expensive, so trashing 1 card for 2 spies actually seems pretty good. And if you win a combat draw card, so it's like wind traps, like kind of pseudo wind traps, right? I think it's drawing cards if you. Yeah, drawing cards is always good. What am I talking about? Drawing card is equivalent to like Holzman engine, right? But then you have to win a combat. Okay. Servo receivers, you get a ring. You get the effect of your signet ring. Some signet rings are really strong, and your signet ring can go to faction spaces. It has. I think this completely depends on your leader. So I think some leaders will really, really want it. So like leaders like Staban. So Staban's all his problems are fixed. He has faction access and he has a play of his ring to, and his ring is like one of the strongest. You then have to be draw a card immediately and combine it to get 2 Solari. 2 Solari should be very good. 2 Solari is like 6 Spies equivalent, right, in terms of a flagship. Not flagships. Shuttle fleets? Yeah. Pastel blades, when you recruit a Sardaukar Commander, you can trash this and gain an additional Sardaukar Commander skill. 3 Spies plus 4 Solari. This should be a very good tech. Especially if you can get a commander on the exact turn. Means you get a commander with like two skills, and then you have 2 Solari left over. Seems pretty good. Suspensor suits, for each intrigue you draw, you can, or steal during your turn, you can deploy a troop. Oh my god, this is like combo heaven. Like, for any combo players, right, you look at this tech and you'll go absolutely crazy. Then you have rapid dropships, you get 2 troops and then you can deploy them on your turn. Any space becomes a deploy space. I don't know how strong this will be, but imagine going to like Sardaukar and it's like Sardaukar becomes combat space for like four spies. That's pretty strong, right? Yeah. That sounds pretty strong, right? Like we already know that you can deploy those 4 troops. Now you can deploy 6 troops for Sardaukar. It's like it feels almost better than Highliner. Cool. Okay, let's move on. Then you have self-destroying messages. Self-destroying messages, you get 2 Intrigues. And then on your reveal turn, you get 1. This is like Choam, right? But better than Choam, right? Because it's like immediate effect. Self-destroying messages seems really strong. Like, if we... Okay, I'm going to base it a lot to Resurrects. Like, if self-destroying messages... If Choam is good, then this should be better, right? Navigation chamber, board spaces cost you 1 spice or 1 Solari less. This feels like another combo heaven space. Like, just like thinking about like the combos that you can do with this sounds pretty amazing. I don't know whether like for lethal, right, whether once you have navigation chamber, like will Mantech cost you 0? Okay, but never mind. Sardaukar High Command with visibility is really shooting a Sardaukar Commander will cost you 1 less. So that's like the flagship equivalent, right? So yeah, you spend a lot of spice for a big victory point, and then after that you have a way to get additional troops, which is always good. Like having a way to get a victory point is good, I guess. Forbidden weapons, you can break the wall and get a troop, and on your reveal turn you must choose. You either get 3 swords and lose 1 influence, or you lose your spice and you trash this. Huh. Forbidden weapon seems like one of those texts you have to like play with in order for you to really understand. Uh, 3 swords is a lot. 3 swords is 3 swords in Uprising is a lot. Can you imagine just revealing for 3 swords more every round? How oppressive it might feel. It must feel. Get it right. So advanced data analysis, to acquire this, you must trash one of your spies from the board. That's quite expensive a cost actually to trash a spy from the board. Like how often do you get spies from the board? Unless you're playing like a specific leader who gets spies from the board. I guess you only look for this tag if you have like early spies through like combat or your leader gets spies somehow. And 1 intrigue around. How strong is 1 intrigue around? Who am I kidding? 1 intrigue around is really good. Like you play Mohiam, right? Mohiam is so powerful because you get so many of these 3 intrigues. And intrigues and uprising are good, so this should be good, I guess. Ornithopter fleet, you get 2 troops, and all your battle icons are Ornithopters. This seems like a way to cash your victory points. Like it's like very conditional, right? So like, let's say you have like a mismatch of like you have rainbow, so you have all 3, and then you can spend 4 spies to get 2 troops and to convert it into victory points. So it'll be good for some players who have a lot of battle icons. But if like very conditional, good. Panopticon, you get a spy and a troop, and you end game you get to gain one influence where you have one or less influence. This is like spy satellites, right? It costs one more than spy satellites, but the end game is weaker. But it's also not. But the review effect is so strong. The review effect is one spy. The review effect is one spy and one troop. One troop is not nothing, and one spy is a card draw, right? And if a card draw is hope spring equivalent, then the effect of this should be quite strong. Yeah, seems quite strong. Spy drones, you get 2 deep spies. When you flip it, you can get 1 Solari, and if you recall a turn, you can trash. I'm not sure how strong this is, but it seems like a deck builder's dream, right? Being able to trash down 2 cards. I mean, if your deck is strong, like this is strong, but I'm not. I guess also being able to like spend 5 spies to get 2 deep spies on the board. It's a good one-off case. Yeah, I'm not sure how good this card is. A Choam transports. You get a contract, and when you complete contract, draw a card. If you completed 4 more contracts, you get a VP. I guess if you're already playing contracts, it's good, but meaning how many? Okay, I've come around to contracts. I get 4 contracts so many times now against, but my opinion when I talk about it is still quite low. I don't think this is super okay. But I mean, if you have it already and then you can convert 6 buys to VP, sounds pretty good. Okay, so that's all the tech house. After we have new contracts, Spice Refinery get 2 troops, so that's pretty big. It's pretty strong. High Council get the recall agent, secrets, 2 Solarian draw card. That's actually quite big. 2 Solarian draw card. Wow, that's quite a lot. Only any alliance, 2 Solarian, 2 troops. Wow. This is like the old Emperor alliance bonus on the contract. And if you know anything about old Emperor alliance, these 2 troops are significant. So deliver spies, you get 1 spy, 1 Solarian, 1 deep spy. I don't think like deliver supplies is it's good early. Like we know that the 3 Solari one is decent, but it's not something people jump at as well. Like deliver supplies is just awkward to go to. Okay, and then after we have immediately you get to trash and intrigue, draw an intrigue and draw a card. This makes effect contracts a draw 2 space. If it's a draw 2 space, like it's definitely going to be popular. Yeah, people want to buy cards. And Harvest, you get 2 Solari and a Spy. It seems good. The 3 Spies Harvest contracts have always been good, so I guess this should be good. There's one that dropped out somewhere. See if he finds it. No, it's a board space. It's the S1 Tuek board space. Okay, so those are the contracts. So we covered the Sardaukar Commanders already. Components wise, you have some black cubes. Not sure what they're for. Maybe leader specific. This gold cube might be leader specific as well. Then you have the commanders, which are nice plastic minis. I wonder if the black ones are just like if you want to keep your baby wooden pieces, you just use a black cube as a Sardaukar commander instead of these plastic minis. But always nice to have minis and have like people who really love them to paint them. And also you need to be able to distinguish them in a glance. Leaders. Okay, exciting. We can talk about leaders. So there are going to be a bunch of new leaders, and let's count them. So first we have Duncan, Idaho. you can so you have the Ginza Swordmaster ability, which your Swordmaster costs you 2 less, so it can either cost you 6 or 4. 2 Solari is significant, right? And then after that, in your ring into the fray, anytime you play your ring, you can deploy it into the combat. And if you have Swordmaster, it's 3 strength instead of 2. So deploying a shell troop into combat is really strong, right? So you can deploy it from anywhere. So you can, let's say you can go to uh, assembly hall and then you can deploy into combat. One thing about it is that if you go to assembly hall, you deploy into combat, you don't get the persuasion bonus, right? Because you take your agent, you take your miniature, and then you put it into the combat, so you don't get like bonus. And also, like if you go to like Hurricane, then you deploy a bunch of troops, you also stop blocking the space. So you have to take that as a downside. But having an early troop does give you a lot of control. Uh, it's like these signaling ring, right? Like just having the threat of it in the game, right, just alters how people play the game. Should be good in like later positions. Duncan, Idaho, Chani. So Chani probably is the way you used to go cute. So tactician, whenever you retreat or lose any number of troops from the conflict, advance your tactics token at many spaces, then you earn rewards when you reach them. So you start at this like 4-player spot, and then after that, you move it down the track. So if you lose 3 troops or retreat 3 troops, you get 1 spice, and if you 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and if you lose 8 troops or retreat 8 troops, you get a water. So your ring, you get to retreat any number of troops, and then after that you can, if you have 2 influence and fragment, you can spend 1 water to draw 2 cards. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that the track is the exciting part of this card, and it can be very cute. But I think the bottom half of the signal ring is the most powerful part of Chani. Being able to use your signal ring and draw 2 cards, that's like Lady Jessica equivalent, right? Sure, you spend a water, but assuming you do get some water somehow, like, drawing 2 cards is really strong. Yeah, I think if you can spend a water to draw 2 cards, it is really strong. Yeah. I think this leader will live and die based on like the second half of the signal ring. Even though the track seems to be the most exciting part about it. And don't count out like 1 spice early. 1 spice early can get you Swordmaster very easily. So Python deliveries. Okay, we'll just call him Python, okay? So Python, you get to shuffle the Twisted Intrigues in the deck and then place it face down. And then you can draw a Twisted Intrigue card. So this is very good with the tech that allows you to trash an intrigue, to draw an intrigue, right? Because you get to trash out Twisted Intrigues. That I think he's shown later, and then they aren't very good. And then after you have Harkonnen Advisor, you get a troop medic, but you can't deploy into combat. You actually send more troops into garrison, which is good, I guess. Uprising, you need troops. And refilling garrison is pretty hard unless you get it back from combat. So I think they're looking at intrigues. See if you can find them. Yeah, so you can see this like twisted intrigues have this like on the top left, right? You see that they look like they are fighters. So these should be his twisted intrigues. So you can lose 3 troops, gain 1 influence. A faction where your opponent has more influence than you. 3 troops is a lot. 1 Solari for each unit here. Unit type here in the conflict, which is like 1 to 3 Solari. Look at the top card of your deck. You may put it back or discard it, or spend 1 Solari to draw it, or you can get 1 sword. I think this bottom half of the card is just funny to me. Like you don't really often see like 1 sword, so just seeing that it's 1 set of sword at the bottom makes me laugh a little bit. So devious, you can trash a card from hand, or you can deploy up to 2 troops from garrison. I think it's pretty good early actually. Being able to like deploy troops early, I think this is a good card. I think devious is pretty good. If I haven't said that they're very good, I don't think they are great. So you discard a card and draw a card, and give an alliance, you draw a card. It's not exciting, but I wouldn't be happy with it. Insidious, you can give an opponent an entry card from your hand for one spice, and if you give them a non-twisted entry card, you get another spice. You can give someone an entry card, a twisted entry most of the time, and get one spice. Then you can steal it from them. The ability to steal intrigues from people's hands when they only have 3. This is gonna be fun. It's just so weird. I guess. Okay, so there are some feels bad moments, right? So the feel bad moment is that when you have like um if you have 3, let's say you have 3 intrigues and then you don't know that, or maybe there's some condition in the game that somehow that when your 3 intrigues can just get stolen from, then it kind of feels bad. I guess because if there's a Python in the game, right, then you have to be wary of him having Insidious, right? And he also draws it randomly, so you don't know if he has it. So every round he gets it assisted intrigue. And then you don't know whether he has Insidious and whether he wants to steal it from you. So then, but there's a chance where he gives you an intrigue, then he steals back the exact intrigue as well. But I guess it doesn't feel as bad because if there's a Python in the game, then you know how to play around it, right? If there's no Python in the game, then you don't have to worry about it. So I do quite like this, okay? And I am glad that you just have to like condition yourself to think that no 3 intrigues is not safe, maybe 2 intrigues is the safe spot. You're resourceful. The card Steersman has the following icons. Doesn't seem great. Might be useful at times. Use the troop draw card. I think this is pretty good. If you can deck build early, it's good. Use a troop in conflict, get a spice. I mean, if the reward doesn't change, then it's good. Lose 2 troops, get intrigue, and then sorry. I guess there are times when like you get bad beats in combat and you can just play them. So if you trash an intrigue, to draw an intrigue. This should be pretty good for him because like he should have a lot of bad intrigues in his hand. So like being able to cycle 2 bad intrigues for a good intrigue. And in some cases you can trash like non-twisted intrigue and also get a troop. Seems pretty good. And start your turn, pass your turn. This might be good actually. Like late in the game, right? Going to calculate it higher, or I'm not even sure what it's called anymore. Like the uprising mandate spot, like allow you to last to act and deploy last, right? It's very powerful. So maybe this effect is good. But I think the suspension, right, is not exciting. So those are title intrigues. And I guess because you draw them randomly, I guess there's a lot of variance. Like some of them are really good, some of them allow you to build early, but you can't really plan around it as well. I don't know. I don't think this is a leader that I'm very excited about. But it clearly adds a very fun dynamic into the game. Esmar Tuek. So whenever you send an agent to a Tuek siege, you get 1 Slurry, and whenever someone else sends an agent there, you get 1 intrigue. You can, when you're ring, you get to place a bonus spice, or you take a bonus spice from the makeup order. So like your ring is like Memnon's ring, so you get 1 spice, or you incentivize someone to go there. I saw this just now. Yeah, it's here. So Tuek siege is 1 spice or draw a card, which is like Imperial Basin or draw a card for yellow. Draw a card for yellow is pretty good, and then spice can accumulate here as well. So there's more spice on the board in general, and yeah, so there's more spice on the board in general, and then also there is a new space for you, like so there's an additional space so that the board becomes less blocked. The thing about these spaces is that if there's no like maker spice, do people go there? So people go there like every alternate turn. If you get an intrigue every alternate turn, it's good. seems good, right? Let's see if we get 3 intrigues in this game. Is that Paul levels? Is that Paul level strength? Is that Muad'Dib level strength? Seems good, right? Being able to spice off the maker board space also should be quite funny. Maybe you'll see like less stacks accumulating. This is a leader that I like that I'll be looking for to play. I like leaders that give extra resources. Steersman recruit. I don't know. I guess we'll call him Steersman. Though calling him raccoon also sounds quite fun. You start the game with no water and no signal ring. And this is quite painful. Starting with no water and no signal ring. Whenever you game 3 spies in a turn, you get to draw a card. This doesn't happen a lot, especially if you don't have the water. So I guess his power comes from plot the cost, which is shuffle these bunch of cards, and then whenever you reach 2 influence of action, you can play the navigation card. So you have to arrange the navigation cards. So you draw 5 navigation cards, and then you have to choose 4, and then you place them above your board, and then you build them in the order that you have decided. You need to look at the navigation cards. Yeah, so these are the navigation cards. So 2 Solari, if it's this in card slot 4, then you get 1 Persuasion and Reveal. 2 Solari is good early, the bottom part is good late. Either way, seems good. Okay, then after that, you get a trash card. If you trash a card that costs 1 or more, it gives you 2 spies. Doesn't sound too exciting. If you get a water, and then if you reach 2 influence and spacing kill with this, you get 1 spice. So if you do forward planning, you can get 1 spice, but if not, it's just 1 water. Which isn't good, right? Because you start with no water, so you just like kind of recover back to what the other leader strengths are. So you get 1 spice, or you can spend 2 Solari to gain 1 influence, where in a different faction away, you have 2 plus influence. 1 spice isn't exciting, and then spending Solari isn't exciting to me, at least when I look at it. 1 spice, if it's a navigation slot, you can spend a water to acquire spice slow. I don't know how to feel about this. You get a VP early, but it does hinder you quite a fair bit, and you need to get a water. You need to have like when to deliver supplies. 1 spice, you get alliance, you get an intrigue card. You get to go down and go up. This might be good, but like compared to Tessia, like does it seem great? Draw a card of 5 spice, get because you're so slow already. I look at all these things that make you even slower tempo wise, and I just don't know how to feel about it. So 1 troop, I'll spend 3 Solari to get 3 troops. So this is good if you go to combat spaces. So it means it's good at Fremen and good at Highliner. I don't know. I don't think this is. Maybe it's good late in the game. 1 spy, or you can pull a spy to get an intrigue and 2 spies. I like the bottom half of this card. I like getting resources, especially since your resources low. All like Steersman is 1 leader that probably I'll spend a lot of time playing, but as of now, it doesn't feel like it is super powerful. There's some very powerful effects, but tempo-wise, you are so slow because you don't have water to start with. Yeah, so getting 3 spies to draw a card. Getting 3 spies to draw a card is really hard. Maybe it's like go to pick up cards and just get you more spies when you pick up spies. I don't know. But yeah, I think there are some players who will gravitate to this leader. I'm one of them. Like I would actually spend a lot of time trying to figure it out. But off the top of my head, I don't think it's super powerful. Card Hasmir Fenring. So if you trash a card, you can get 1 Solari. And your ring lets you trash a card in your play area, or you can put a deep spy on Emperor. I like I like resources, and I like trashing. This is like this should be quite a good. This should be quite a fun leader to play. I mean, if you like leaders like Icaz, just to be on the trash seems great. To think about it, right? Let's say if you start the game with like faction and ring, then you want to play faction, then you want to play ring, then you don't really want to trash your faction card. So it might be the one time where drawing your two faction cards together is good. And then also when you play then you can play your ring with something else that you want to trash. Yeah. But getting Solar is great. And I guess because there's already a spot on the board, so you can go to Desert Tactics, right? And then you can trash a card. And that gives you one Solari, and then you can use your Seek Ally. Seek Ally also trashes itself, so that gets you one Solari. So that's like two Solari that you can get early in the game already, without even need to use your ring. Seems like a pretty good card, a good leader in scan position. Just because you can go to trash card. Maybe position 3. Like, yeah, being able to trash card and get a Solari. And once you have two Solari, you can get recruit a Sardaukar Legion. Sardaukar Commander. It seems good. I'm excited to play this leader. Giaus, Helen, Mohiam. So why does you call her Mohiam? I can't imagine us calling her Helen. Guys. We call her Gaius. We call her Gaius or Mohiam. I don't know. Maybe Gaius. So for Gaius, every time she has clandestine, every time you play a card with a spy icon, you must whenever you could recall a spy to get intelligence, you must. So every time, so that the passive seems like a downside, right? So every time you do it. Oh no, each card you play has a spy icon. Wow. So the bottom half of this card is like the downside. Every time you can recall a spy, you must do it. But every card having a spy icon. This seems pretty good. This seems pretty good. I think that this should be really good. Signal Ring plays Spy on green. I like to play Spy on green, so this is good. And you can spend a spice to put a spy anywhere. The ring is not as good as like Stabans, but it is pretty good, right? It's better than Margos. And having every card have a spy icon is really good. Like you can convert your early daggers into persuasion, right? You can think about it that way. You can send your early spies into, let's say, Emperor or just green faces, right? Yeah, overall, I think guys should be quite strong, and I think there are some. I think like when you play more, you learn some combos, and like some of the combos will be really good. Liet Khines, you ignore the influence requirement of teachable. Huh. But you summon no sandworms. It's every time you summon a sandworm, you trash a card, gain a spice, and get an intrigue. Oh, okay. So you can't summon sandworms. It actually suits my playstyle. I don't really love sandworms. But if I can block teachable, and someone gets two permanent burns, so you just kind of block it. And he gets spice, intrigue, and trash card. And if you send your ring to a green space, you get water. If you have two Emperor influence, you get Solari and you get spice. I think I'm gonna like this leader. I think not many players will like this leader, but I think I'll like this leader. I tend to gravitate towards leaders that give you free resources, and I see a lot of resources on this card. And I don't really care about sandworms. Like sandworms are good, but I generally don't plan my game around it. And if I could take out some variants in the game, I think I would do it. So Kota has a secret project. At the start of the game, you can pick at the bottom tech tile of each stack, and you can place one face down here. Then if you acquire the tech tile, it costs one less. It could be really good. But I guess it all depends on like it's very gambly. It's like Hunter, right? You just throw in two Intrigues. I guess you have to play it now to see how good it is. But your is a tech leader, and then your ring is you can get one Spies, or you can trash attack tiles for one Intrigue and one draw card. It might not seem very strong, but if we know anything about tech leaders, right, like Rumble or tech tiles in general, it's like people love tech tiles, and this should be one of the most popular leaders just because of that. And I do look forward to playing it. Right, I think it's fun. Like, uh, it might not seem very fun on the surface, but being able to like just play with like a bunch of tech tiles, which is just like a sea of passive abilities that you could get, and because you can get it cheaper and you have a ring as well, like it seems good. Seems like a bunch of leaders get like spice on your ring. This will probably make like getting some of the contracts easier as well. I wonder whether like it'll make the getting the 4 spice contract doable. Like whether it'll make that contract doable. Interesting. Okay, so should we talk about the leaders? Let's talk about. Okay, this is the best image. Um, so conflict one, you can trash card or get Solari or Solari water. I haven't played Uprising in so long. I don't even know how to gauge how good this is. I guess there's a conflict that gives you 2/3/2 Solari, which is really good. Gives everyone like Solari for Swordmaster. And I don't know, people like trashing cards. I don't even know how good it is, but being able to early trash is good. People love it. Like, so I guess it's good that it's there. And then WoW icon. Well, I guess something the other combat card maybe saw is the tier 2 combat. 2 spies. Yeah, I guess 2 spies and a spy is like tier 2 equivalent. I guess having it being WoW is like a prize on itself. Maybe like the combat rewards are slightly weaker because of that. But imagine putting a worm in and like doubling like you get 4 intrigues for getting second. So you have a new skirmish and then you have storm in the south. Um, being able to double, yeah, even 4 intrigues on one combat. The the top half of Storm in the South actually I think is pretty good as well. Like imagine if you win it with like a sandworm, right? And if it's not too expensive. What happens is that you get place 2 spies, you get 4 spies. And 4 spies is very close to 5 spies, which means that you get to highlighter in a key combat and you get to set up your tier trees very well. It's like a really good setup combat. It might not be like the price itself, but being wild and like if you're going combat strategy, actually I think it's something you want to see. I don't think it's too exciting to non-combat players, but to a combat player, it's like really exciting as well. Okay, then the intrigue cards. Um, I won't talk about the ones that I don't think are too exciting. Okay, so a new 5 sword combat intrigue for 1 water. You just have to take note of it. Return the favor. For each faction where you have 2 influence or more, so early in the game is like 1 sword, late in the game is up to 5 swords. When you end game, discard card for 1 water and 3 water or more. Getting water is hard in this game. Uh, but I think like if you see someone kept like hoarding water, you know that it's either like he has intrigue to spend 3 water for a point, or he has this VP. New 3 sword combats. Hey, look, finesse. Trash a card from your discard pile to cost 1 or more for 4 swords. 4 swords is significant. Retreat through troops get get influence. Really good. Grass Arrakis 3 swords, or flip or 2 of your face up conflict cards. So you can kind of match any 2 conflict cards for a VP. That's pretty good. It's like weaker than like the Desert Mouse and all, but Sometimes it's better. Ripple in the sense, if you have one or more sandworms in the conflict, you can draw a card. A lot of three swords. A lot of three swords. One thing good about having a three sword base is that you don't really have to think about like you don't have to change the number. You know, like every time you think that someone has a combat card, you just think like, okay, he roughly has three swords most of the time. So lose three troops. Okay, these are the Python entries already. Okay, so these are contract related. If you deploy three or more conflicts this turn, you can review three contracts. Take one. Not super exciting, but battle research can retreat one or two of the troops supplies cheaper tech on your three or more tech tiles. So this machine control. I always trigger machine control when I get it in Rise of X. I'm quite excited, so it's pretty good. Rapid engineering can discard card for cheaper tech on your three or more tech tiles. Can choose to. Wow, I like this a lot more than spending 5 Solari because it requires some investment. It's not as though something it's like you can just like pivot into it. You kind of have to like draw it early and plan your game around it, or you have to like kind of already have tech tiles. Like it's not super achievable unless you like you can't like flip it and then suddenly I win the game unless you have the tech tiles like set up. Pretty good. Two influence really. Okay, have we talked about everything? No, we haven't talked about the cards. Wow. Oh, so many cards to cover. Once again, I'm going to pause at the cards which I think are slightly more interesting. Bombast. It's a command card. It has one persuasion. Don't. Yeah. Command cards. Command cards with one persuasion, but probably not. Okay, send well. If you acquire two or more spies, you can draw a card. Ferment one. This is a quite good Ferment one card. Like if you're Ferment deck, you want this card. Disruption tactics. You can trash this card to deploy troops. Oh, that's pretty good. Force the enemy troop to retreat. It's just a pretty decent card. Faction access, yellow. Urgent Sugar Wire. The Duke expenditure card has all Asian icons and added to its box. And draw a card. I don't know how I feel about this. It only has one persuasion. Might be good, but it's not a card I care about. Command Center. We have two Emperor Influence, you get one. If we have retreat full troops, you get three persuasions. It's good. And three persuasion on the card is always good. Engineer Miracle, Ferment access, yellow access, discard card for water, trash this, acquire a card from the Imperium row. Huh. So you buy Engineer Miracle, let's say round 1, you see it round 3, round 4, and you acquire a card on the Imperium row if you get 6 or more. Some players will gravitate towards this card. It's not a card I gravitate towards. Like, there's so many ways to get like a lot of persuasion. I believe I like this card just for the name. Discard card, draw a card, command, get 2 troops. It has good access. It has good access. Destiny of Fear, start a card, you put this card in play, then you can pass it, draw a card and pass it turn. This seems like a good card in general. Like 2 persuasion and you get to draw a card. Elite Forces, Emperor, Spacing. You can trash a card from your hand. If you trash an Emperor card, you get an Intrigue, a troop, and can deploy combat. I don't know how often you will be able to trash an Emperor card, which is quite rare. Decent access, bad feel. Depends on like the Emperor cards that I think are added. Fragment War Name. Oh, I love the art on this card. So it has decent access, and if you gain Spies this turn, you get 2 spices, then you get a troop and draw a card. And 2 persuasion and with Flamboy and 2 swords. Seems like a good card. Like if you are if you are playing like that type of Ferment deck, something that you definitely want to have. Sardaukar Standard. When this card is trash, you can acquire a recruit sort of commander to bank. Seems good. I mean, if you're going to a commander strategy, yeah, it seems good. Forge Rebellion, Sardaukar Commanders, 2 Solari, Emperor spacing green. So it's like non-combat spaces, but it's all the spaces where you can recruit commanders and you get Solari to recruit. Then if you have one more Sardaukar Commanders, you get 2 persuasion. So most of the time is 2 persuasion, 2 swords on reveal, or you play it and you get Solari to recruit. I think we have to see how good the commanders are. But if the commanders are good, then this card will be good. Southern Faith. Fremen, Bene Gesserit. Fremen access. A lot of Fremen access. Blue access. And if you have another Bene Gesserit card later, you get a Bene Gesserit bump. Or you can draw a card. Command, and get 2 spies. Seems like a hard card to play around. But in certain circumstances, seems very good. Or you can find Persuasion, I think you definitely buy it. Just that it doesn't seem like super powerful immediately. You have to kind of like plan a game somewhat around it. So Imperial Throneship, you get 1 Emperor Influence, which is always good. Yeah, Emperor Influence, Space Influence, Bene Gesserit, and then you have your basic Intrigue on play. Then you have Garrison 4 more. You can Garrisoning 4 more is really hard. You get 3 Persuasion and 3 Solari on reveal. I don't see you ever wanting to reveal this. 4 more troops in Garrison is really hard. Okay, I don't know how I feel about this card. I mean, if you have 7 Persuasion, you definitely buy it. But it's not super exciting. Possible futures, 8 costers. Okay, 8 costers, you. Oh, water. Then after that, you have all your basic access, and then you have Wild Influence, so you get 2 troops. But you venture the card, you get both. Doesn't seem amazing. I mean, if you have 8, you definitely buy it. But it doesn't seem too insane. Water one buy. Like, compared to other 8 costers, I think it's pretty mid. Arrakis Observer, you discard card, get a Deep Spy. Discard spacing card, get 2 spies. Pulling a spy. You pull a spy for 3 swords. That's pulling a spy for 3 swords seems good. Eliminate enemies when this card is trash, you get 2 troops. And you can it can trash itself. Don't know how I feel about it. Holy War. Emperor spacing Fremen green. Each opponent loses a troop. Each opponent spying on the board space, so you send an agent 2 must move to spy. This feels quite disruptive. And 1 troop, 1 persuasion, and Fremen bond. So if you reveal this Fremen bond, you bring 3 troops. That sounds pretty good. It's like 6 swords on reveal, right? This card seems good. Intelligent training, you buy, you get a spy. Anytime you have like cheap cards that you can buy, get an immediate effect, they should be good. Like placing a spy early, like can fuel your game significantly, even though like the card might be average. If the card like as a whole is decent and like when you buy you get a good effect is yeah. So I think getting a spy itself is the reward. You don't have to look at the rest of the card. It's pointing the way because you have one more sandworms in the public you get intrigue. You get you get to become what it. Uh and if you command you get a wild influence. It only has one to reveal. Wild influence on reveal is always good. I think there's one thing that we haven't seen in Uprising, like just like on reveal, like having like influence. So like having a lot of it in the game now is a bit scary because it changes the influence the dynamic of the game. I think I mean this card seems great. Like whenever you have it, like I guess fragment cards so in general you want a good reveals, right? You want good reveals because you tend to draw a lot of them because you have a lot of water and you try to reveal a lot. So this card should be really good. And scary because now like it meets the some of the problems that fragment deck faces, right? Which is that it influence is hard. Yeah, so getting more influence is great. Shroud console, spy access, get entry, command and trash. I'll confirm to how easy it is to hit command. I will play some games of Uprising and try it, see if it's easy. But I don't think it's easy to trigger command. Deliver logistics, agent icons for all incomplete contracts. If review to get a contract. Review getting a contract seems really good. Yeah, review getting a contract is like meets all the contract like issues that I think that let's say if you're playing a contract strategy like you face corrupt bureaucrat. When you discard it, you get 3 Solari. If you call Spy this turn, you get a contract. I think it's a card you definitely pick up. It's like decent access and it's quite flexible. And you don't need to play around it. Uh, Mercantile affairs, when you acquire, you get a contract and complete a contract this time, you get intrigue. Seems like you generally always buy it, but I don't think it's as super exciting. Choam demands you get to complete one of your contracts without meeting the requirements. If you completed 4 more contracts, you can trash it for 2 influence. or for 2 influence. Oh, this card seems super fun. I'm surprised it's not 8 coster. It has like all the fun things about an 8 coster, right? You get to do something broken, you get to complete one of your contracts. And then you get to in your 4 more contracts you get a very powerful effect. I guess every time you have this card you want to play it. This sounds like a super exciting card. Exchange Ambassador, green access, get a Spies. I guess it's easier for you to acquire text, and if you have 2 or more text files, you get wild influence. So once you have 2 text files, you just want to reveal all the time. Seems really good. Yeah, because like wild influence on reveal is really good. Yeah, this card should be good. Okay, I think we are done. After that, there's like some single player stuff, some house girl stuff. And that's the end of the Bloodlines unboxing. So I'm not sure these people were supposed to publish it, but they did. And excited to play it. Comes out in early 2025. The design diaries haven't even been published. I'm gonna ask for it's gonna come out. But I'm so excited to play it. Overall, it's exciting and like very small changes like make very big impact. I think in Dune Imperium, and I think we're all looking for something fresh. So just because it's new, I'm excited by it. Most exciting thing about it, I think, is I think the Sardaukar Commanders. I think those are what I think I'm most excited about. And then other than that, it's playing with tactiles. So I hope you enjoyed my dive into it, and hope it was interesting to you, and hope you had some of my thoughts to it. Overall, I love Dune Imperium, and any new content is great. Please, please, 2025 come sooner, and please let me still be alive. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. See you around.